So we got, the state of Illinois has passed some of them, those gun laws as far as, the
Safety Act.
I guess, yeah, Safety Act. What do you guys think about that?
I don't know. I don't know about them, so I can't really comment.
They ain't gonna stop shit.
Are you talking about the Safety Act, or are you talking about the gun laws?
No, the gun laws. I think the Safety Act that's something else.
But it ain't gonna stop nothing. That's what people fail to realize. Because we was talking about that the other day before I started work. The one of the girls was talking about some. If they had this, if they had this certain law, and people with guns say this shit all the time. If I'm a criminal and I want to do something bad, I'm going to get a gun regardless. It don't matter like how you put it, what you put in place, what you stop selling, what you don't sell. They're going to find a way to get what they need to do what they need to do it with.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter. Now, people like me and us on this podcast that's law-abiding citizens, it's just going to make it that much harder for us to go through the right channels and precautions to get it. Mm-hmm. We're going to go through that stuff, but we don't plan on doing nothing bad, so we're going to just go right through it. A person that's planning to do something bad with some shit is not going to care about what you put in. You think they give a fuck because you put a law up there? If I'm going to shoot up a building or a bank, I'm okay. So all banks have the little gun sign right there. You can't bring your gun in. Why banks still get robbed since y'all put that sign up there? That sign's supposed to stop people from coming here with guns. Why the fuck people still come in here and try to rob the bank?
That's facts.
So it don't really matter what you do or how you say it. Motherfucker want to do something with some guns, and bro, it ain't even us y'all got to worry about. Them motherfucking white folks is not going for you taking their guns. Mm-hmm. I don't give a fuck what you say. They would go to war with y'all and go to war with Army and all of them. They home buddies there go because some of their buddies is in the Army with them. They would go to war with the Salvation, whatever. What is the Army that's over here that get over here quick?
You was finna say it right, the Salvation Army.
No, I was not. What's the troops? I forget their name.
National Guard.
National Guard. There you go. You got to print on point. The National Guard. They were going to war with the National Guard would be because they the first ones to get over here that quicker. They were going to war with them before they let these motherfuckers take their guns away. They not going.
To your point, I think it's not the people, for the most part, it's not the people that obey the law that are the problem.
It's a fact. And that's the only thing them laws is going against, is the people that obey the law. Now, what I think will help is when you get caught with guns and shit that you don't supposed to have and all that shit, need to be harsher punishment. You shouldn't be getting out of jail so easy. You shouldn't be able to let your lawyer wiggle his way out or let your lawyer say it was a dead cousin or some shit like that.
Temporary insanity type of.
Yeah, or you lying on somebody else saying that it was their gun because they dead.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like somebody.
You feel me? You shouldn't be able to rely on somebody else to say that was their stuff and you get out of jail and walk scot free. No, you shouldn't be. Nah, when you get caught with guns and they know it's for yours for sure, you need to go ahead and do some real hard time. Like all them years y'all giving people for drugs and marijuana, y'all need to be getting this shit when people get caught with the guns that don't supposed to have them. That's just a fact.
But you know what? I mean, you think about it. Is America really... All this is probably just some political stuff at the end of the day. The garner votes, to give votes. I mean, we just got rid of... we just made a trade, right?
Yep.
The Merchant of Death.
For the best trade in WNBA history.
Yep.
Right? For Brittany Griner. Like, so it already shows me, like, America don't care too much about... protecting its citizens, so to speak. Mm-hmm. At least on that level. And when I mean America, I mean like the the government, the power that be. So.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's just it seems like stuff is getting worse and worse. In so many different ways. And it's only it's like I was gonna say, and it's only getting worse as time progresses.
That's a fact.
Like we're not getting more. I don't see. At least maybe y'all see differently, but
hell no.
I don't see a whole lot of peace going on.
Nope. There's more division. More you over there, we over here. And then they always say, "Oh, sports bring you together for what? An hour, 2 hours?"
Not even, bro. Some of the craziest fights and I don't say riots, but. Like basically fights,
mob fights.
Yeah, like mob fights broke out after like football games and soccer games, in basketball games.
That's a fact. But like during the game, when the game is on, that's what I'm talking about. Just actually when the game is on.
Okay.
I'm not talking about like when you leaving or anything like that. But I'm talking about when the game is actually on, you be in there high-fiving people you don't even know and wouldn't even speak to ever again in your life.
That's if you for the same team, though, because a lot of times if you in that opposing, like, what was the game? It could have been like a Raiders. The black dude got into it with the
Hispanic.
it was a white lady and a white dude.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
It was a Raiders game. Raiders versus.
Was it Cowboys? No.
Or was it the Patriots?
Patriots. Patriots. It was definitely Patriots.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? Like you never know what's going on in them stands.
Well, New England is a racist motherfuckers up there, boy.
No, I think it was the Raiders people. He was rooting for the Patriots.
Oh, he was?
Yeah, he was at the Raiders game. So
he was in Las Vegas.
Yeah, they was just real, belligerent and stuff about it.
Is that the one where the lady was being belligerent with the guy, and then the husband took the beating?
No,
that's what's supposed to happen.
He didn't.
If you didn't want him beating on your woman, you should tell your woman to shut the fuck up.
No, he didn't either one of them.
Okay.
Oh no, he's talking about something. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Totally different. Was she like spit on him or something? Or,
okay, yeah.
This is a totally different fight. He talked what Space talking about.
But it just kind of shows. Even sports has its
limit.
Yeah, it's not just limit, but it doesn't really bring people together to me in sports. I mean, if you look at football, aka soccer, like those are something like when you hear those racist chants, they still have the racist chants. Mm-hmm. Most of those the soccer players are like African or some type of Caribbean, South American or whatever. So they're melanated people representing the European countries, and when things don't go the way of the European country, it's like now they're gonna shit on those black or some melanated soccer players.
Yeah, I hear you. Because I would even say even during the game, like when rival teams are going against each other, like they take that stuff to heart. The diehard fans, the ones that got the paraphernalia all around their house, and they got the what is it, the big hand with the one. Yeah. The super fans, bro, man. Super fans.
Ones that's been fans since the team was started.
Yeah. I mean, and look how they treat the athletes that's here. They say what you want about the LeBrons or the Kevin Durant's and stuff like that. They just, to me, let sports be sports. And I'm a big proponent of, okay, athletes should really just be speaking about. I mean, if they want to speak about, I guess, injustice to a degree, yeah. But just let's keep this strictly whatever sports you're talking about. That's why ESPN to me has become too political.
Like the Colin Kaepernick thing.
That kind of kicked it off. But then everything since then, you got LeBron speaking about China, or now we go into the George Floyd situation. Like, why is that on ESPN?
Right.
Right. I don't find that. Let's just keep this the sport channel. Not to take away from, what happened or what's going on. But let's just keep that. It's like stuff like that popping up on the Disney Channel.
Yeah. Yes, bro.
Yeah. Because, ESPN is Disney.
Oh, man. I've seen it, bro.
But to me, too, and as your point is, and then when you do talk about it, you pick and choose which ones you want to talk about. So if you're going to talk about them, talk about all of them. Mm-hmm. Don't pick and choose the ones that make y'all look great and it's all good and fine and dandy for the ones, for this and that. And you're not, talking about all of them like the Dana White situation. Right. Like, you give that a minute and 30 seconds. Mm-hmm. But you give everything, you gave Ray Rice 18 days, 20 days. You gave, when Chad Ochocinco did what he did at that time, you gave him 20-some days. You talked about him for a minute. But you gave Dana White 30 seconds and a minute and 30 seconds, and you ain't talking about him no more.
Like or Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, he had 2 motherfucking cases. 2.
Yeah. Oh, what's that about? I know
two great charges. So, he had got off on him or whatever like that, though. And he didn't get suspended or nothing, really, neither. I think he got a fine. Did he get a fine?
Yeah, I think he had a fine.
I think he had a fine in
between him and the Brett Favre situation. I mean, these guys, they had some hockey players that got into some things.
Well, hockey wild. And they don't know. Hockey is real wild.
Yeah. Speaking of violence in sports or whatever, hockey, what? They let them fight for like 15 seconds. Yeah. Then they come and break it up.
Well, that's just part of hockey, though. That's part of the game.
I mean, I don't see how that you allow that, but then when black folks start fighting, you know, I mean, it's all controlled. It's not like somebody's finna up the banger or nothing. Like, how is that just a part of hockey? It's a part of hockey because they allow it to be part of hockey. You know what I mean? Like in football, I think it should be shit. Okay, so we can throw them hands.
Right, because in football, when I do, like, I see people starting to push each other, the ref is right there.
Yeah. You got way more weapons in hockey than you do in football. They got blades, they got helmets, they got sticks. The pucks is the reason why half them niggas' teeth is gone.
Yeah, them sticks hurt though. Them sticks won't break neither. It take a lot of force to break one of them sticks.
So I think, if anything, you should probably be chilling out the fighting on the hockey side of the game.
Because all I think about is like they fighting, right?
Yeah.
And once one of them fall, what if somebody roll across?
Stomp them out.
No, what if somebody just like you know how you can't really sometimes control your skate steady moving.
Yeah.
You got to be real good to do that. And what if your skates just go over somebody's fingers or something?
That's what I'm saying. The blades.
The blades on the
And you got 4 fingers on.
Yeah.
So now your ass right here like this.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, it's a blade on the bottom of the. If I'm not mistaken, there's a blade on the bottom of the stick as well.
No, it's not. No, it's not. You're fucking somebody else.
Yeah,
you want some trying to kill
I wouldn't
somebody.
even want to play that.
Me neither. You
I
trying to
thought
kill
it
somebody.
was.
No, it's not no blade on the side of the stick. No, it's just
They
I forgot what type of wood.
normally get the wood and they'll wrap it up.
And some tape,
Yeah.
some medical tape like that it is. But you know that's one of the hardest sports to play?
Well, hockey?
Yes. You know to skate, hold a stick, skate, ice skate. Then you gotta hold to hit a stick on some white ice. That's one of the hard. That and hitting the baseball is probably the 2 hardest sports to play.
Yeah.
All the rest of that shit, you can probably really learn that really. But you gotta be in the hockey since like damn near 4 or 5 doing this shit.
Being a hockey player is difficult. I think I would even say I'd say hockey probably number one. Well, I'm not gonna rank them, but hockey, like you said, hitting the baseball.
Yeah, that 95
and playing soccer. You ever try to kick a ball with your foot and
still running
and do all that cold stuff? It's different when you're playing basketball. Hands is easier to control. You got the opposable thumbs. You ain't got opposable toes.
Yeah, they're probably top 3. And not even know no type of order. Hockey, soccer, baseball.
Yeah.
Them probably. And shit, that's probably why they get a lot of money too. Some of the hockey don't get as much money as basketball. They just get on the
imagine being a goalie just in soccer. You see how big the goal is?
It's a fact. Imagine being
a goalie foot. Yeah, and dude, imagine that puck coming.
It's like we going like almost. I think somebody stopped it like 150.
That's what I'm saying, bro. How you stopping that? I know that hurt.
That's true, man.
So it says, according to Sports Versa, the top 10 hardest sports in the world to play in 2022 are boxing being the hardest.
But you can't play boxing though, so I don't get that one. Ain't no playing boxing.
American football, mixed martial arts, ice hockey, gymnastics, basketball, soccer, wrestling, rugby, and water polo. Now, water polo is hard. Because I played water polo.
You got to go to one of them rich-ass schools to go play water polo, any polo. Water polo fun, though.
Water polo is fun, but it is very difficult.
Yeah, we played it in high school. I went to one of them rich-ass schools, but it was kind of...
It was super fun.
It was fun.
I did like that segment of gym.
Yeah. Swimming was fun in gym. Our pool, we had clean pools.
You can see the bottom.
You can see the bottom. You know, it's 15 feet at the bottom. What else?
On the deep end.
On the deep end. Yeah, we had kind of almost maybe Olympic size. I don't know if it was that big, but it was a nice size.
Yeah, I remember to warm up or to get exercise. Mm-hmm. Our teacher had us do laps.
I would do that in college.
From one side to the other was one lap, and we had to do 16 of them.
Oh no, hell no, I ain't doing all that. But like after I would go, play basketball or whatever in college, then I'd go hop in the pool, do a couple laps, work that out.
Boy, your conditioning was crazy then.
Back in the day, boy, that ain't nothing now. I went to the gym today though. I feel like.
I gotta start back going on Sundays. That's one of my main things.
I feel like
I've been tired.
Yeah. I was just working on some, bicep, tricep shit.
Welcome to another episode of the KNoWKi podcast. It's your man Spaces.
It's your boy Maul.
It's Jay every day.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? You good? How you doing?
Blast.
Mental check.
Having
You
a
good?
blast day
Good.
today.
You had a
I'm
blessed day
good.
today?
Yeah.
Hey, mental check cool with me. I'm good.
Man,
Oh, you got something?
a little bit. So
Okay, what's up?
I'm talking about my business, right? I've been talking about it and getting it started, bro. This is it's been a roller coaster, man. It's been a roller coaster. I just found out recently that I need a lot more money than I thought I did. So I'm like, woo-wee. Bro, in one hand, it's like it sucks because I might not be able to get it off the ground this year.
Mm-hmm.
But in the other hand, it's a relief because this way I can focus on stuff that's more immediate.
Mm-hmm.
Like I got like less than 10 months left on my car note.
Mm-hmm.
Get that paid off.
So,
Then I got some other stuff that I want to do for my car.
put the 24s on the
No.
Sentra.
No, man, but yeah. So it's a bit of a relief. I may still be able to pull some strings and get things working, but if not, then it's just might have to put it off till next year.
There ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Mentally I'm cool, man. I had a pocket check yesterday. You know how you go to the dealership to get we've all had this experience to get a oil change, right? You go in there. I want at Ford it's called the works, right? So you get the works, the tire rotation. They check, put all the fluid in there, oil change, of course. But I have been because I had to put in a new battery, right? The new battery already cost me like $250 or something.
About
Right
$200.
All right, and I did that last month, but I've been kind of having trouble with the battery, and I can tell it's kind of corroded. So not the battery, but just the post around it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, could y'all do something, tighten it up a little better or whatever? So I don't know what's going on. Like, yeah, we're gonna check it out for you, right? So he called me up to the desk. He's like, yeah. So we checked it out for you. You're gonna need a whole new like negative terminal, right? He like, so yeah, the part like $450, and then I label $173 an hour. I'm like nigga, like I came in here to spend a little $60 holler, and y'all tighten the thing up, right?
Oh, shit,
So then there's other things on my car that I like to keep up my vehicle as far as just maintenance wise, right? So because in the long run it'll cost you even more. So then I was putting off changing the transmission fluid, right? And then I was putting off changing the brake fluid. And he was like, at this point, my car's got like 85,000 miles now. But now he's like, yeah. And then he's like, yeah, you want to change your transmission fluid? That's going to be basically $250. You want to change your brake fluid? That's another $250. And at first, I was like, man, just do. I was like, because I was just going to take it somewhere else to get the battery thing done. But I was like, man, I just don't even feel like it. I said, man, just do all that shit, man. So, that $60, transaction, well, you thought was going to be a $60 transaction, basically turned into $1,200. You know what I mean?
Hey, I'm surprised you ain't say, bro, hey, I'm gonna stay home and play the video game today.
Nah, it's nothing, because at the end of the day, like, it's all about maintaining the more you maintain, think about even your body, right? You're able to maintain your body, keep yourself up. It'll in the long term, it'll pay off. It'll be less that you have to pay in the future. So, same with your car. Same with your house.
Hey, boy, you sound like me. Boy, I went up there to get a same thing, $8 oil change. Shit turned it to like $750. I was sitting there looking at this nigga like, well, y'all got some coupons? I started asking, like, I think I got one, and I told his ass a lie too. I said, I think I got one. It came in the mail. It said 30% off. He said, don't worry, y'all. I just throw that on there for you. I was like, yeah, bet. Blessings.
That's why I asked. I say, my warranty don't
cover nothing.
My warranty don't cover that. He said, no. I I just wanted to pay the $100, you know what I'm saying, deductible.
Why I paid the $100? I wouldn't even think twice about that one. But yeah, when I did mine, because mine was up to like, you said yours was $12.50. I think when I got all.
I still gotta pay one shot because I gotta go back like either Wednesday or something when the park get there. But
for the terminal.
Yeah, for them to put it on.
Okay.
But I paid for it, the terminal already. So I think it was like close to $1,100.
Because I think mine was like, I think he was talking about like 25. It was like 25. So I told him,
you pay when you drive a spaceship.
Hey,
man.
see, but nobody say nothing when you got your water bus downtown at your motherfucking loft. How much that cost for them to come up to the 85th floor? All right.
Told y'all I drive a Ford.
So yeah, then he got I say, all right, man, this is how we gonna do this. I got warranty, right? He was like, yeah. I was like, all right, you call the warranty people and see what they cover. And I'm going to bring it back Wednesday, and then we'll discuss whatever you need to do. Have me a motherfucking loaner ready, because I can't wait. I got to go and do still bust some moves. And they kept my shit for like 3-4 days.
Yeah, now when I had to do that, like, come for some warranty type stuff, they going to charge the people. Ford going to hit them in the head. So it was like $4,500. I'm thinking I'm good, right? Pay that $100. Then they start looking for other shit that you got to come out of pocket for.
They want you to pay some too.
Right?
They want you to pay some too.
I still end up having to pay like another like $500. Like, I'm like, these people here, damn.
That's a fact. I ain't even going to lie to you. That's a straight. That's right.
I mean, because when your car, my car is still newer, right? It's going on 5 years. So you still want to kind of keep it up to,
keep everything on.
Because I got less than 100,000 miles. Like, I think once I get to about 100,000, then I'm going to take it to the, you know what I'm saying, wine them and shit, let them do what they supposed to do. It is what it is. I mean, they got the car shop, shit. And I don't mind patronizing because they do a decent job for what, a car, I got 100,000 miles on it. But for a little while, you want to go to the dealer. If you can.
We was in what you call the group chat, right? You wanted to talk about a question that came up talking about you and your wife was talking about that time.
About the P. Diddy situation.
It was it.
Yeah, man. So she, I'm not sure where she.
Yeah. It was about that.
I'm not sure where she was listening. Maybe it was probably on GCI or something.
No, it was Young Miami. Her real name Carisha.
Yeah, Carisha.
She has a podcast that's like show. I think it's what's P. Diddy Revolt. It's called what's her name? Carisha, please. Mm-hmm. So she was talking to Trina, and it was like drink a shot or something if you had done this. It was like some type of game they was playing. Yeah. And so they was talking about getting peed on or something like that. So I think that's what your wife probably heard that.
No, I'm pretty sure she don't watch none of that. So I think she heard it on like Steve Harvey or something. Okay. But I mean that is the basis of what happened. Yeah. But so I mean, I guess the question is because I asked mine. I'm like, hey, you ever thought about getting peed on or peeing on somebody? I don't have no problem. You can have these these type of conversations. And of course she said no. And of course, I feel like if you love a person, ain't like you're not sitting up or in general, like. My bladder has never been like, like, man, doing sex or something like, oh, I gotta go pee. Or I need to pee on this person or something. It sounds crazy. It sounds nasty, but I've heard, especially in older guys, I used to work with this older gentleman. I'm not gonna put his name out there, but this dude used to have some of the wildest stories, and He talked about, basically giving the golden shower.
But I don't wonder what does that do though, like for the person that's doing it and the person that's receiving it. Like what? Like I don't know. It's just like what does it do for you?
Ain't nothing but making a smelly situation.
Yeah, especially if you had asparagus that day too.
Or just niggas don't drink water too much. Like
liquor.
So that never really crossed my mind to
never crossed mine either, brother.
Pee on anybody
at all. At all.
What about you, Space?
I've never thought about it and never done it. It's just weird, man. It's just weird. I think it's a power struggle.
Cause see, when God run the tape, God gonna run the tape, and He gonna ask you. He gonna stop it, in midstream, and He gonna ask, "What was you doing right here? Like what you thought you was doing?
You thought I didn't see this,
right?
Huh?
Was this in my word? Did you think you could just get away with this? Man, 30 lashes for you. But yeah, go ahead.
I think it's a power move. I think it's I'm the person that's doing it gets some sort of satisfaction from the idea of peeing on somebody. I almost can't even speak on it because it's just so nasty.
It is. It's beyond raunchy. I don't know what that is, bro.
It's like,
but I mean, you think about no pun intended, or if that's a pun. But I keep saying, but however, when you think about celebrities, right? You kind of gotta almost expect that. You almost expect that. We seen R. Kelly take. He's doing his thing. That's what and I'm sure he wasn't the first one to pop that off. Get that cracking, the golden showers. And you remember the Dave Chappelle skit?
I want to pee on you.
Yeah. Oh man, class.
Yes, I do. Yes,
Drip,
I do.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's kind of like sexually defiling someone else.
I can't even think of the proper word, but it's just degrading. It's just whoever's doing it needs to feel powerful. Needs to feel like somebody is beneath them.
And if you're allowing that, you're stupid. I mean, that's straight up and down. Like, you're allowing that? I mean, it's getting in your eyes. I know it's salty.
Wouldn't it be a better question? Because I know you asked the question, have you ever thought about doing that? But we can get a broader question of, like, do you think, like, because like you were saying, when you love someone and you think something highly of them like that, I don't think you want to do things that degrade them. Right. Even though if they're in a bedroom or not. I don't think you want to do anything that's kind of like degrading. So when it go to like kinky things and anything like that within the bedroom, it's like how far are you willing to kind of go?
I think there's kink, and then there's this disgusting and shit like, this stuff you just don't do. I mean, that's just me. And, just having a moral compass about myself. I'm just having some, you got to have some type of moral boundaries. I think if you're just pissing on people, pissing, and it goes beyond that, right? Because I've seen just...
Motherfuckers shitting on people, shitting on chassis.
Yeah. And, it's just real nasty. Like, even the whole, you mark this as explicit or whatever, but just spitting in each other's mouths, that's strange to me. Like, if we're already kissing, what I need to spit in your mouth?
Slob is already being
right.
transferred.
You know what I'm saying?
And this is different when they do that.
Like
a lot of times,
you bringing up hacking shit,
right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, a lot of times when people do that, they
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
But that is a good question though, because like me.
This is a good one, y'all. I know y'all in that cringing like, but you gonna still listen. What is you talking about?
It's like to go with like, because me and the homie E, we were discussing last night. How people, because at the job, one of the girls had asked me, would you have a threesome with your lady or whatnot like that? And I was like, no. And then she looked at me like, I don't say with like a disgusting face, but she was like disappointed. Like, why wouldn't you? I'm like, why would I? Man. Why would I open that door to my private thing with my wife or my girl or whatever? Why would I open that up to other people? Now, did I say would I ever not have one? No, I'm never saying that. But to me, it's just certain boundaries with the person that you love and the person that you call your own, the mother of your kids, the mother of, your whole household. I just don't think you should be opening them doors to do stuff like that with that person, in my opinion.
Yeah, when I hear that stuff like the whole P Diddy, that was funny, bro. When I saw that P Diddy, but what I think about that is also what I hear what happens when these social media influencers go overseas.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Is it the Passport Bros?
No, females.
Yeah, to go to
Dubai and stuff.
Dubai,
yeah.
They be getting shit on and all that.
Yeah,
they do.
Yeah, they let their
For the
ghosts
bag.
do it.
Yeah, for the bad.
And I've seen testimony. Well, I mean, granted,
Testimonies.
yeah, testimonies of people saying that they let that happen to them.
Yeah.
Granted, it's social media, so a lot of times you gotta take it with a grain of salt. It may be true, may not be true, but when a whole lot of people say the same thing, there might be some truth to it.
I think it
But
is.
there's smoke, there's fire.
It's fact. So I mean that could segue to either two things because you were talking about the girls going overseas. What do you think about this new? I wouldn't say a phenomenon, but it's kind of being exposed that you have a lot of upwardly mobile black males going,
Passport bros.
So they're going overseas to the different countries, the DRs, Puerto Rico, even though it's within the United States. Puerto Rico, DR, Brazil, Thailand. Supposedly, I guess going maybe find a mate or just going up to lay up with some people. How do y'all feel about that? What do you think about that? And I'm not sure if we expressed that before on the podcast, but
we talked about it a little bit, not in depth. What you think?
Why you gonna go to me first? You ain't got nothing right now?
Yeah, I do.
Well, I'm gonna let you go because I want you to say I stole your answer.
All right, so I have two thoughts.
Give you a chance to get yours out first. Like, dang it, you stole my answer. Go ahead, I'll let you get yours out. Be quiet. Yeah, dang it.
I have two thoughts.
Yeah.
One thought is go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. Right? In one hand, I've gone overseas and I've witnessed the difference in the treatment. They literally this is when I went to the Bahamas, a cruise to Bahamas. They literally treat you like you're a celebrity. For real. Not everybody, of course, but
is it because maybe you're on the lighter side? No, I'm serious. It sounds funny, but
no, you're right. I was trying not to say that.
But I think that's being just genuine about what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, it's because I'm on the lighter side, right? You know what I mean? They do. They look at lighter skinned black people as like some type of god.
Yeah, and that's true, and I know that that's true because I know people that are immigrants that literally they told me that they were taught to I guess you say favor lighter skinned people.
Yeah.
Lighter skin, yeah. But yeah, one thought is go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. On the other hand, and what I think more so than the first is there's far too many available women for you to feel the need to do that. Like you gotta go overseas. If you factor in the amount of men, available men, I mean readily available, not in jail, not gay. Not gay. Mm-hmm. If you factor in all of that stuff, available women outnumber men probably 2 to 1.
You better jump on somebody's team.
Right. So an additional thought is I don't think a lot of conversation in a sector of YouTube is centered around relationship dynamics and men blame women for certain things which are true and women blame men for certain things which are some are true, most are delusional. But I think more often than not, sometimes the good woman you want, you have to create.
In a mode, yeah, no doubt.
Mode, okay.
You have to create her. You have to talk with her, have conversations, sometimes more conversations than less conversations, to and get her on your page.
I agree. A woman who's not willing to be led isn't a woman who's willing to be had. A woman who's not willing to be led isn't a woman who's willing to be had. So, you did.
That was bar. That was a bar.
I appreciate it.
Go ahead.
That's me. What I think about it is, though, it's always you see the people with no social skills that does that. The ones that kind of grew up on the internet, don't know how to just go up to talk to people, never really seen a beautiful person, never been around like beautiful women, don't have really no confidence about themselves. It's like most of the time it's dudes like that.
Yes.
That's been, kind of joked on all their life and never really got like their own balls or cojones to like just stand up for themselves. So you go over to a girl that barely speak English. So even if she did tell you or turn you down, you really don't know because you really don't know speak their language.
Well, English is a universal language.
I understand that, but what if I'm talking about if she's speaking Spanish or whatever she's speaking over in the country she's speaking it. And of course, when you don't speak somebody else's language, you always smiling and cheesing. Be honest. If you go out the country and you don't really know the language you're in, you're going to smile. You're going to, like you're trying to be more approachable. You don't want a bad situation to happen, so you're going to be smiling. See what I'm talking about? So, but for you to say, "Oh, we want a passport," bro, and then they gonna do anything. They're not gonna tell you no. Who wants a woman that's just a yes woman that just says yes to every fucking thing you tell her to do? She says yes. No pushback on nothing. Don't have her own brain. You bought her a $3.99 dress and she's sitting up here cheesing like you done gave her $50 million.
That would mean a lot to a lot of women.
But I understand.
I get what you're saying, but I got you.
Got you. So to me, I don't want to call y'all, but it's kind of lame.
Yeah, I'll agree. I don't.
You go get a passport to go over there to go get a woman that barely speak English to bring her back over here, bro. You know how famous Gilly always say, nigga, you ain't caught her, you bought her. So when you bring her back over here, a dude that got a little bit more money than you gonna take her from you. Cause she ain't got really no ties to you like that. She only came over here because you gave her a better option than what she was. You gave her, running water or some shit like that. I'm not even gonna say, and I know that's crazy to say it like that, but you get my premise is what I'm trying to say. You upgraded her a little bit more than what she was.
Well, a lot bit more in a lot of cases though.
But then, then another dude come along that got a little bit more than you, and he upgraded her and showed her just a little bit more than what you showed her.
That's where I say the molding comes in. Because if you've shown her a better life than what she's used to or where she was, then you can also, again, have conversations with her.
Bro.
Because I think that a lot of times, you keep saying she don't speak English.
Yeah. But then I look at it like this too. We're getting the bag. I'm talking about we making $200,000 to $300,000 a year. Do you trust any woman that you meet after you start making that money?
No.
Every day? Would it be okay? I ain't gonna say trust. Would a woman have to go through hoops and bounds for you to really get to trust her?
I mean, I would vet them the same way as I would vet one now.
But I'm saying though, would it go a little bit harder with that type of money, wouldn't it?
I mean, I've always looked at it if I was a celebrity or something, then it'd be different, right? But I mean, if I'm making $250,000, I think the vetting process remains the same. I mean, for me personally, I mean, okay, she sees that I'm making $250,000, whatever.
But I think you'll pay more closer attention to her just agreeing to everything you're saying and not having a brain of her own.
Yeah, I mean, and I get what you're saying as far as well, I think it's kind of unfair to say that those women over there don't have a brain of their own.
No. Okay, I'm not. Okay, I'm probably saying it wrong. Okay, I'm trying to say it like this. You want a woman to agree with you most of the time anyway. We're going to put it like that, right? Mm-hmm. You want you and your woman to be on the same page most of the time when it comes to a lot of stuff. But what I'm trying to say is she don't have no backbone whatsoever. She just even though you doing some dumb shit, she's still following you doing that dumb shit. A woman with some backbone will be like, nah, I can't follow you and rock with you on that. And she will explain to you, and we always get to having a conversation about that's not right. But a woman from over there will just keep following you. Like you finna jump off the motherfucking in the Grand Canyon with no parachute on. She gonna just follow you.
I think we're assuming that.
Right, I was waiting to say
every woman over there, because it's kind of assuming that let's say Brazil, right?
Uh-huh.
All right, so Brazil has a share of poor people.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Every country has a share of poor people. Right here, we got our share of poor people.
Yeah.
Right? You can get a woman here, and you know, if you help bring her up out of an impoverished situation, she'll probably, you know what I'm saying, yeah, you know, yes, woman you to death, right? But I think there's this idea that when guys go over there, and by the way, I'm not for the guys who's going over there to exploit the women. You know, my proponent, like, I don't buy pussy, like, why? You know what I mean? There's just so many women out here, it's an abundance. And I think when you go to another country, you need to be there trying to explore the culture. You need to be there trying to learn the language. People respect you more when you learn the language, right? So, if your language is just simply money, obviously you're going to attract those who just want the money. You're going to attract the poor, right? But when you start getting over there and you're hobnobbing and you're doing business with people who got money, which there are people in the DR that has money in Brazil that has money, you're going to start getting in, what I'm saying, arenas. It's not going to be I'm just here to get a woman to bring back to America. You don't want to bring that woman back to America. You want to keep her there because the American mentality, the American mentality is the reason why you have, you know what I'm saying, a lot of the ladies, not all, but acting the way that they do. Here.
It's a Western mindset.
Yeah, it's that Western mindset. It's that entitled mindset, right? But I think if you go over there, like I said, I think you shouldn't, not you, but we shouldn't think of when they go over there, it's about getting somebody to agree with you on everything. I think it's those guys who's willing to exploit those women that want somebody to agree with them on every aspect of life. But those women over there, a lot of them are raised, and you can talk to their men, are raised more so to be submissive. That's how they're raised, just to be wives. Exactly, to be wives. And to me, ain't nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. However, I will say, if there's women here in America, cool. Get you a woman here in America. But if you cannot find one, there's nothing wrong with going overseas either. I'm not going to stop you, you know what I'm saying? Because if white dudes been doing this shit since antiquity, right? They've been doing this from the beginning. Nobody had a problem when the white man was going down there to Africa scooping them up, and they going over to Asia scooping them up, and your President Trump, you know what I mean? He got a mail order brag from Russia or Ukraine, wherever the fuck she from. Ain't nobody had no problem. Black dudes get on board. Black dudes start traveling. It's a problem. You know what I mean? Europeans, just like as Americans, we go down to South America, we go down to the Caribbean. That's our backyard. Their backyard is Africa. So those white men go down there. Those white women go down there on girl trips. Our black women, they go across seas. They go down to the Caribbean. They go to Jamaica. You know, they get rotted out in Jamaica, right? they doing the same. They doing the same exploiting of the men. That's exploiting. They ain't got no bread. How Stella got her groove back? That's all about getting rotted out by a dude. You know what I mean? You think about it. So finally, you got black men who are willing to do that. And again, I don't co-sign none of that. I'm not a proponent of spending no bread like that. Like it's not a transactional trade like that. You gotta like me, I like you. Right? That's the trade I go with.
And that's basically what I'm trying to say right now. Like me, I like you, not you. Just because you're from America and you got a little bit of money, and I'm just coming with you because of that.
Yeah.
It's like, like you said, you got to learn the language, and you learn to speak to her in her language, and you get, instead of her just sniding at you to my C.
Yeah.
No.
No, I'm not that.
But if you want to do what you want to do, I'm not giving you back. You do what you want to do.
What you want to. End up in
nigga, I still got an opinion about it. Nigga, if you're a lame, you're a lame. Yeah. You can't unlame a lame. I don't give a fuck how much money you have. You cannot unlame a lame. Nigga, you still ain't going to have no game. All that. You're going to still be all that. If you want to do that, though, do what you do. I'm just saying I have my little opinion about it. That's all I got to say.
For sure.
So, yeah, pretty much, bro. I'm on the same boat with. Sheesh. One of the factors that I didn't think about earlier when I was saying, like, when you factor in all the different things that remove men from the dating pool, another one is married. married, gay, and incarcerated. Just from those stats alone, you got the women available women outnumber available men. I would say 2 to 1.
Hey man, if you find a married couple that you can jump onto, man, do that too. If you can. At least you know both of y'all got a good man. He married, so you can marry you too.
You talking about like sister wives?
Yeah, I'm just saying. Look, man, I'm just throwing another.
That's something hard. That's something hard to sell, man.
That's why.
But they do that in the other they do that in the other cultures.
Yeah. But it's a very detailed conversation you gotta have, and you gotta be. If you do something like that, you're gonna have to be selfless. You can't be selfish. You gotta be selfless.
Well, you know the rebuttal to that, the women is gonna say, "Well, why can't I have 2 men?"
You can if you find somebody that's down to do it. I didn't say you couldn't have that. Yeah. I'm never for just saying men are just for these things, but just know when you try to do what men do, it comes with men problems. Don't be around here crying and sitting up here complaining about the shit that we have to go through.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
anybody say you couldn't have that, go get you 2 men. I just know I didn't want to be like that. I'm cool.
I mean, let's keep it a bean. It's not like y'all already don't have them. More than 1 man.
Right. All these work husbands and shit.
God damn it, baby daddy's in question.
That's a fact.
That's, bro.
That's exactly what you would say, what you.
No. You reminded me of a story of one of my homies. He had a girl, and he said the girl she was perfect for him, right? So the one thing that was a problem for him was whenever she called him or needed him for something and he's not there when she needed him,
she called somebody else.
She would say, "Do I need to call my daddy or my ex to get this done?"
Your ex? Jeez. You can call your dad, but not your ex. She was doing that on purpose, though.
But to your point,
it only takes one time.
They got him on reserve.
Hey, go get with your ex now. Lose my number.
See, now to your point, if you can say that, that suggests that you still have contact with your ex, and your ex is ready to come to your beck and call. So, I would wager that if it's something, let's just say your tire's flat, and your ex is available to call you, or you're available to call your ex, you might still be messing around with your ex.
So I call them orbiters, right? This is my term. I call them orbiters. And there's always, you know how like the planet, you got the planets, right? And then they orbit the sun.
Yeah.
You always got a nigga just in rotation. He's
hovering
hovering around. He's waiting for the phone call. You know what I mean? Like these niggas here. And there'd be a whole bunch of them. And she probably never had sex with him. You know what I mean? But he's just waiting for his turn. Like, niggas is very patient.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Niggas will wait years.
It's a fact.
Right? I mean, to your point, you was talking about Boyce, I think we was talking about Boyce Watkins. Oh, man, I don't know if that was you or somebody. Somebody was talking about Boyce Watkins and how he got married. And she was sidelined. No, there's no disrespect to Boyce. He found his wife. But she done had some kids by another. And he wanted her through college, you know, and then she done had some kids.
He's
and
like 50-something.
Yeah, and then it's like now he's a millionaire or whatever. He's really making money. He's really influential. Now she's ready to marry him after you done had babies by another nigga. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, Boyce sounded like he was a orbiter. Like he just was waiting for his turn. You know, and you have those people in life. There's dudes who's just waiting to, hey, let me change your brakes, or you know what I mean, and it's fine. I'm not saying if you see a woman down in need, you know what I mean, you go out and try to help them if you can, if you're friendly to that person. But some niggas is just like, oh, you know what I'm saying, let me do that. Let me hold the door for you. Like,
right.
Bro, where do you even come from?
Right.
You know?
Around the corner in the bushes.
Yeah, just waiting. Like, bro, chill out.
Bro, I watched Boyce Watkins' proposal.
Yeah.
It was so bad, bro. It was so bad. Bro, you know how most times when a man proposes to a woman, she freaks out or she, you know, maybe cries or, you know, just at a loss for words, showing some sort of emotion, right? Bro, he proposed to her And when he got up on one knee, she didn't even kiss him afterwards, bro. She gave him like a kiss on the cheek or something.
Kiss on the cheek? Disrespectful. That's like one of the guys.
What?
Like she treated him like one of the guys.
Oh,
bro.
I thought it was my bad. I thought you said they were the guys.
Oh.
What?
It was just, but to your point, it's he definitely had to be an orbiter.
Yeah.
To he waited through college.
Yeah, it was a good 30 years.
Yes, bro, 30 years.
I've been waiting 30 years to get this pussy. Civil rights. I had a dream.
That one day I'll be in this pussy.
No disrespect to but man, look, it's crazy. So I got another question though. Also, man, I'm on the road. I know y'all got these questions coming, but damn. Oh, my wife had asked me, at what point do men ever think it's okay to reach out to like HR, like you know, in a situation with you and a woman? At one point, do you think men would say, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go to HR"? Because my response to her is like a lot of times we avoid it just because it's kind of like we don't want that social stigma at the job that we the little bitch. You know what I mean? Basically, going and talking to HR about something, you know, that if the shoe was on the other hand, if it was like
going quick.
Right,
She was on the other hand.
the shoe was on the other foot rather, the glove was on the other hand. They would go holler at them quick about, right?
Yeah.
This something that happened to me. It wasn't at work, but I remember I did have work uniform on. You remember that club we used to go to? I don't know if you ever went with a space. It's called Galway.
Yeah.
And we used to go out to work on like a Friday or something, chill, have a beer. I remember I had it had a little dance floor, and I was kind of watching people on the dance floor because we had just got there. I had my leg up on the stair.
Yeah. I remember
And
the story.
the girl just come right back. Black girl, she could have been drunk, I think. She just come through and just grabbed my joint.
I think you told us.
Yeah. I remember tell the story. Yeah.
I was like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I wasn't drunk. I was sober, so I was like, oh shit. You know what I mean? It was just kind of like that.
Threw you back.
Yeah, I was taking it back, and I was kind of like, damn, who do guys? I mean, and that after you leave the situation, I'm like, damn, who do guys talk to in that situation?
First
who
of all, was she cute?
You know what, man? I don't even remember, man. Okay. I don't remember if she was cute or not. Okay. But all I do remember is like, damn, who? And like I said, at that point, I'm already married, so I'm not sitting up here trying, not to say I couldn't say if a woman's cute or not, but just in that situation, like if the roles were reversed and you was that person, you grabbing twat, you know what I mean? And with, like, how would somebody else take that?
But it all depends on if said person is attracted to said person. Because it don't matter either way. If, like, the woman is feeling you and you do that, it's okay. But if the woman's not feeling you, then it's rapist, assault, it's all of those things.
I like that what you said because that segues into something else.
Yeah, so and then that's like go vice versa with the girl. If the girl is butt ugly and around here looking like you when you wake up, you're like, no, bitch, why you touch me like that?
Well, you know what? Now that I think about it.
Like, no, you're not touching me like that.
Well, now that I think about it, she wasn't an ugly girl. She was drunk and her friend, but the whole thing is just was, I wasn't expecting it. I never said nothing to her. Yeah. I don't know her from motherfucking
But women
anything.
think they can do whatever the fuck they want to do.
Right? And then I've had a situation, I say at work, where an older lady come up and said something to me, and I was just like, I was just, oh. You know?
Yeah, because you don't know what to say back.
Yeah, but it's not like, man, I'm finna go
tell HR.
But then I'm wondering at what point on like with women, like at what point is it like, hey, I'm finna go holler at HR?
They will go holler at HR.
He said I smell good.
Yeah, they will holler at HR for anything. Yeah. Like I say, if they're not attracted to you and they don't like you like that, they will go holler at HR. Just point blank, simple. It don't matter. It can be something small.
He said hi.
That's what I'm saying. He said hi too sexy or something like that. They will go holler at them in an instance. But now
he said hey with 4 Y's.
Now I think for men, and I'm gonna say this very strongly, men, I think men who has, some type of adult about them and has grown up, like when you're younger, you wouldn't say nothing. But you now would be like, I have a family. I have something to protect. If I feel like it's getting that way where I think I could probably lose my job, now I'm going to get a paper trail. I'm starting to send emails and stuff like this. I'm starting to cover my tracks because I still need my job. Right. So, but when you was younger, maybe 21, 22, 23, 24, you're not going to really say anything at that point. Because like you're young, you really don't know no better. But as you get more and more seasons you get about yourself, you will go tell HR then. You'll start making a paper trail because you know how important that is, because you can be in a lawsuit, you can be going to jail for assault or something like that. So you will start making a paper trail on that thing. I think it's an age thing for guys, but for women, it's as soon as they feel uncomfortable, they'll go tell. That's what I think.
I think we're more apt to go to HR in a different situation. For instance, like when women go to HR, the example we used was some sort of perceived sexual advance, right? Be it true or not. I think men are more apt to go to HR if it's a harassment, to where it'd be like assault type of thing, where things could get violent. For instance, long story short, I had an issue, not an issue. I was at work and somebody has left something of theirs, so I let them know, and then at the end of it all, I ended up blocking them because we were messaging on Snapchat because I didn't have their number. So we were messaging on Snapchat. I ended up blocking her, and she ends up finding my email, sends me a message, an iMessage. I don't know how she figured that out.
Women cold like that, boy. They just raw.
They might. I don't know. She ends up sending me a harassing message, and then I gave it to the managers. Now, I don't know if that was a last strike because she's not there anymore. Or maybe she quit. I don't know. But in that situation, I went directly to directly to the managers because the only reason I decided to, otherwise I would have. No, because I got proof. I got proof of the list of messages. Okay. But the only reason I went and to the managers and showed them is because if the situation were in reverse,
you'd have been out of there.
I'd have been gone.
That's a fact.
So I was like, no, I'm covering my own butt.
And point exactly. You're much more mature, much more older than what you was back in the day. So that's why you did that. Now, if it would have been like 3, 4, 5 years back in the day, you wouldn't have probably did that because you'd have brushed under the rug like it wasn't nothing.
Yep.
But now that you got something to protect, you've been at this job for a little bit of while, you got benefits, you got all these things, so it's a mature thing. I think for men, it's a mature thing. But women, it's out the gate as soon as they don't feel comfortable, or if they don't like you or they're not attracted to you, they'll go to HR in a heartbeat. I think that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's definitely different. I've seen it with my own eyes. Like
I have too.
Like when it comes to like not even in a going to HR situation, but just a general man approaching a woman trying to get the number, right? If she's attracted to him,
yeah, she's going.
She'll give him the number.
If she's not, you bum, you're a creep, and all he did was try to talk to you to get your number.
And that's the word one of the main words they use.
He's a creep.
Creepy.
And all he did was approach you like a gentleman to ask you for your number to see if you was interested.
These niggas is not approaching like gentlemen.
A lot. Well, in the situation that I saw, I know what you mean.
A good chunk, you know what I mean? Maybe once in a while. Most of these dudes are creeps.
A lot of them, definitely.
I just see how they move. Like, these dudes is just hawky. Like, bro, just, you know what I mean? Like, everything, you're trying to swarm in on something. It's a plethora of women out there. Why are you so hawky on the one that come in? Like, I'd just be looking like, bro, y'all crazy as hell.
Yeah, it's.
That'll get you in HR.
That's what I'm saying. I think I've never been like that. Like, we always
HR,
like,
aka the police.
Yeah. Back in the day, we always used to go to clubs and stuff, and my homie used to be like, man, you ain't doing that. I always like, bro, you let shit come to you. I'm not finna be hawking nothing down. I'm not finna be doing this. If it's my night, should I grab a number or two? That's cool. If I don't, it's still cool. I still had a great time. Mm-hmm. But I've never been the one that just be hawking stuff down and be like, oh, I see her. I'm on her ass. Oh, no, I've never been that type. I've never been that one that I do that.
Niggas is so thirsty.
Yeah, and it be too, because you don't have no confidence in yourself, and You've never been in really like just to have a conversation with a pretty woman or something. Because if you have conversation with pretty women and be around pretty women, you're not that thirsty like for some pussy, bro.
And that,
Well, everybody get pussy.
These niggas be hawky around the not so pretty ones. They just
They be thirsty for pussy because they don't
just
get
thirsty.
it. Because they don't get pussy.
Thirsty. I'll be like,
When you don't get pussy, you be all over it and be happy because you got a piece of
I think
ass.
some of these niggas do get pussy and they just thirsty for more. It just, I guess maybe it's the persistence thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? You keep
trying.
Hey,
If first you don't succeed.
Yeah, you swing 100 times and you hit once. Boom, you good.
Hey, psst, come here, y'all. Hey, Space is gone. Don't tell him I did this shit neither, man. Because you know how he get. Like, you know, nigga don't like me cussing, don't like me saying all that shit, you know. He don't like none of that shit. The nigga going to church anyway, man. Tell that nigga to pray for me too. You feel me? While he there. But man, this conversation was going a little bit too long, so we had to break it up. But y'all come back for part 2 of the KNoWKi podcast, man. Thank y'all for listening. Meeting adjourned.